All right, legends, welcome back. Now I want to go through the process from start to finish when it starts with like you generate a lead all the way up to actually closing the sale. Now, I try and make this as simple as possible, and it is very, very simple for me because I've been doing this now for this particular system for nearly 12 years. Right? So nearly 12 years I've been doing this particular system, and I've taught this system to a lot of people. I have lots of different systems because I understand that like McDonald's is not one system. McDonald's has many. They have a system for the drive-through and how they make the fries and how they upsell the fries and how they make the chicken nuggets and how they have a system for so many things, and you do need a lot of different systems. So it all starts with a lead, and a lead is a prospect, a contact, whatever that might look like to you, right? And that's what I talked about in the previous section there. After that, you're then going to want to build a relationship. Now, some people will keep the relationship short and sweet. Some people will draw it out. Some people will do it on a Zoom call. Some people will do it face to face. Some people will do it text back and forth. Some people will do it audio messages. Some people, they'll do it through the stories. Whatever that might be, it's just building a relationship. And you're going to want to use Lord for that. Lord, location, occupation, recreation, dreams. Where are you based? Sydney. How about you? I'm over in Dubai. I've heard Sydney is unbelievable. Is the Sydney Opera House really super cool? Yeah, it's pretty special. What do you do for work? It's occupation. What do you do for work over in Sydney? Oh, I'm a construction worker. Nice. How long have you been doing that for? Oh, like 22 years. 22 years. You must love it if you've been doing it for 22 years. Well, you know, it pays the bills. Pain. And when you're not on the construction site, what do you do in your spare time? Oh, I love playing golf. You know, like I'm an avid golfer. I've been playing for years now. Amazing. How often did you get to play? Oh, you know, like once a week. Pain. They love playing golf and they only get to do it once a week. Pain. Dreams. What did you dream about last night? No, that's not what that is, right? But really, it's about goals, discovering if they have any goals. But if I put it goals here, it would say log, and it would just sound weird. It would sound like something from The Lord of the Rings, right? Like that's a log. I know it's not something from The Lord of the Rings, but it sounds Lord of the Ringsy, okay? So instead of dreams, it's goals. I want to see if I'm communicating with ambitious people, because the people who win in network marketing are ambitious and have work ethic, all right? They're ambitious and they have work ethic. So I'm going to say something like, I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but I ask all my new social media friends or all my new contacts this kind of crazy question: what's the one goal you want to accomplish in the next 12 months? If some people go, oh, I don't have any, they're not ambitious. Oh, you know, I really would love to take my family to Europe. Amazing. And have you got a vehicle to make that happen? Have you got a plan to make that happen? Well, so after that, it's ask the question. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, you'll never know. If you don't ask, you don't receive. So you generate the lead through the content creation and you reaching out. You build a relationship. Again, some people are going to do it super quick. Some people are going to draw it out over a long period of time. As long as you eventually ask the question, it doesn't necessarily matter. Now, two ways. You either ask the question when you find pain, right? So if they like say, oh, I hate my job, or they say they love doing something and they don't get to do it much, or they don't have a plan to make their dream come true, then you would say, like, hey, I know this sounds a little bit random, but I would love to help. Just curious, which is the ask the question script. Just curious, would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing system to, however you help, make money online, lose weight, get in shape, take your family to Europe. No worries if not. I just thought I would ask. So, hey Krista, hey Martina, hey Christina, hey Claire, just curious. I know this sounds a little crazy, but I'm just curious. Would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing system, not product, not opportunity, system, because systems are sexy, on a game-changing system to make some extra money online? No worries if not. I just thought I would ask. Some say yes, some say no, some ghost you. Ghosting is going to feel like it's the worst, and it is. Getting a yes, great, you move forward. Getting a no, great, you move forward. Getting ghosted, you're like, what did I do wrong? Why don't you just tell me? Lead with the business, lead with the product, up to you. The example I used, I guess, was just the business there. Okay, but you lead with the product, lead with the business, completely up to you. Okay? The second way, so obviously if you find pain, you ask that question. The second way is that you make a decision once or twice a week on I used to call it Follow-Up Fridays and Money Mondays, because I used to do it on Mondays and Fridays, and that was the song that I taught my team, that you're just going to ask the question, regardless where you're up to in the relationship building. So I've got a new friend, Claire. I've asked her a location and occupation, and then I was busy or she was busy. So on Friday, hey, Claire, I was thinking about you this morning. Why do I say that? Because it's highly curiosity piquing. People are like, you were? Interesting. Why? So, hey, Claire, I was thinking about you this morning. Just curious. Would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing system to make extra money online? No worries if not. Just thought I would ask. Same on Monday. So the beginning of the week and the end of the week, I'm filling my funnel of people who potentially will say yes. And good weeks, I get a lot of people say yes. Bad weeks, I get a lot of people ghost me. But asking the question, this is the moneymaker. This is the one that most people need to get over. But once you get over it, the problem is then going to be this. If you've got an infinite number of leads and you ask the question to everyone you have a connection with, you will make a ridiculous amount of money. If you ask a lot of questions, but you don't have many people to speak to because you've got a small number of leads, this is the problem you need to fix. And if you've got a load of leads and you're not asking the question, your business isn't going to move forward. Now, once someone says, yes, I'm open, then you need to determine whether they're a suspect or a prospect. Suspect or prospect. Now, this is very important. Because when someone says yes, it does not mean that they're serious. Suspects are curious. Prospects are serious. I'll say it again. Suspects are curious. Prospects are serious. So let's say I send a message out, right? Hey, Tyra, just curious. And Tyra says, yeah, I'm open. Send it over. Send the information over. Would love to hear more. And I send the information over to her. And she watches the video because it's a 7-minute magic call of your upline, your amazing upline. And they watch 37 seconds of it and go, it's one of those things, innit? Yeah, I knew it was going to be one of those things. Nah. And instead of Tyra. And instead of me going, when I go to Tyra, and then I'm like, hang on a minute. When do I follow up? Do I follow up like after 7 minutes? But that's too keen. That's too eager. Do I follow up in an hour? I don't know. You know what? I'll have my dinner, then I'll follow up. You have your dinner, then it's late. You're like, you know what? I'll follow up in the morning. And then by the time you've followed up, they're not responding. Because a lot of people don't like conflict. A lot of people don't want to tell you the truth. A lot of people don't want to be too direct. A lot of people don't want to hurt your feelings. So they'd rather not message you instead of telling you the truth. The worst is when someone says, this is the best thing ever, and then vanishes. That's the worst, because they get your hopes up. So you then start, after like 10, 20 of those, you then start thinking the presentation doesn't work. Maybe my upline is not that great and this 7-minute video is not that good, but it seems to work for everyone else. It's not the presentation that doesn't work. It's that the person you're putting on the presentation isn't prepared to do the work. That's the issue here. So what do? You find the prospects. Now, when someone says they're open, yes, I want more information, you need to dig deep, because the harder you qualify, the easier the close. If you don't qualify, it feels impossible to close. So, yes, I'm open to more. Amazing, Celeste. Why? Amazing, Celeste. Why would you like to make more money online? Oh, well, like I have this job that I don't really like, and I kind of think I need a career change. Amazing. And what would life look like when you could make a full-time income online? Oh, well, like it means I'd be able to kind of work on my terms, and I think I would be more satisfied and fulfilled. Amazing. And do you have any ambition to travel at all? Like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to go travel the world. And would you ever like the idea of making money whilst you travel? Yeah, that would be so cool. All right, great. You're a perfect fit for this. Now, when you're beginning, this is the visual that I want to show you. Leaders are seeders. And I want you to start taking leader-like action today and not wait until you are a leader. You've got to act as if it's already done, okay? So leaders are seeders. When you ask the question, you plant seeds on the surface. Hey, just curious, would you be open? Yes. Hey, just curious, would you be open? Yes. Hey, just curious, would you be open? Yes. Boom, boom, boom. And then you go away, and when you come back to nurture them, because you left the seed on the surface, the birds get them. For those of you who have ever listened to Jim Rohn, the birds got them. Right? The birds take the seeds for seafood, for bird food. So when you ask a question, when you say when they say yes, I'm open, and you say why, like why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to make money online? Why do you want to travel the world? That is you digging a hole and planting the seed so the birds can't get them. And when you're starting out with this process, just ask one question when they say yes, I'm interested. And eventually you will ask 2 and 3 and 4, and you'll end up asking 3, 4, 5 really good questions. And if that person answers all of them, fantastic, because the deeper the root, the sweeter the fruit. But the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit, right? And you might feel like you're interrogating people. You might feel like it's a slow process. But if someone was to ignore your question, then they would have ignored the presentation. It's only a numbers game if you play the game right. It's not about how many people you get on the presentation. It's about how many of the right people can you get on the presentation. That's the aim of the game here. This step right here will make the biggest difference in almost everything you do online. You know how to set things up. You know who you want to talk to. You know what the pains are. And now you need to talk about those when you're qualifying people. Now, let's say you've asked one question and they answer you. You say, great, you are ready for the next step. I'm going to send you a link to our 7-minute magic call or the 13-minute video or the Zoom presentation that's on 8 p.m. tonight. Can you watch it tonight so I can introduce you to a friend of mine tomorrow? Okay? So that's where you introduce the tool. Don't be a fool. Use a tool. The tool is part of the song. The tool is a video. The tool is a presentation. The tool is something that gives them the information. But the sale is made here and here, which you've probably heard 1,000 times before. Follow-ups. It's not going to be one follow-up for the majority of people. It's going to be multiple follow-ups. The fortune is in the follow-ups. Right? So, You ask the question, you then qualified them and say, hey, great, I'll send you the information tonight. Can you watch it tonight so I can introduce you to a friend of mine tomorrow? That's now you getting permission for the follow-up. This could be a 3-way call. It could be a 3-way group chat. A process where you can get your upline, your sideline, your downline, a friend's story in front of your prospect, because the money is made, again, in the qualifying and in the follow-ups. The harder you qualify, the easier the close, and the more you follow up, the better your chances. And then people ask me all the time, like, hey, what are the closing scripts? What are the closing scripts? What are the closing scripts? Hey, what are the closing scripts? Does it sound like a fit for you? Do you have any questions? Sounds like you're ready to get started. Like, it's not hard, but if you don't qualify, you start saying things like, okay, so, So, we generate a lead. We build a relationship. We ask the question. We qualify by just asking, why would you like? And by the way, when we follow up, instead of saying something like this, what do you like best? How did it make you feel? What do you think? Which is very generic and shows that you don't really care about them. Instead, I am going to follow up based on what was mentioned here in the qualifying. Hey, Karina, do you see how this system could help you travel the world more for less? Could help you retire or get rid of that job that you don't like? Remember, be interested, not interesting. Being interested means that you're showing someone, that you're showing Karina, you're showing Christina, you're showing Carly, that you actually care about the reasons why they want to take a look. That's the key here. I remember a long time ago, I met with a friend of mine, and he was an expert, a relationship expert. I was having terrible luck with women. And he said, you know what the thing is guys, we think we've got to listen to the women we're speaking to, but we don't. We have to make them feel understood. And that made a huge difference in my life. Because instead of me going like, I'm listening, I'd be like, really? Like, so why the red handbag? Because it makes, I get it, because the red handbag goes with the black dress. So like when you're walking in a room, everyone looks at you and you feel special for that, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, now I get handbags. Wow. And let me guess, you want the red soles on the bottom of your shoes as well. I know they're expensive, but then it matches the handbags, right? That's right. It's different to like, okay, you want the red handbag. Why? That's a waste of money, handbags. Oh my God, why would you want the handbags and the shoes? So when people feel understood, when people know that you're interested in them, when people actually feel that you care about them, everything changes. And that's when you tie the follow-up up to the qualification or the pain that you establish when you're asking questions. The better the questions you ask, the better the answers you'll get. And if you're getting ghosted, it's because you're not asking enough or the right questions. Now, before I close out this little section and go on to something that I think is probably the most important thing when it comes to making money in the messenger, is an example of this for the product. Because although I would love for you to focus on the business, a lot of you guys are going to build content around the product and have conversation around the product. So let's say you generate a lead and then you want to build a relationship with someone and it's going to be around the product. You can still ask these questions, but you need more information on someone when it comes for them to make a decision to change their life with the business. So with the product, you could kind of straight away go into ask the question, hey, Bob, I know this is completely crazy to ask, but I'm just curious. Would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system that I've been following over the last 90 days that's helped me lose 5 kilos? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. Hey, Mary, I know this is a little crazy, but I'm just curious, would you be open to checking out some more information on a game-changing system that I've been following over the last 6 months that's completely changed how I look at myself in the mirror with my skincare routine? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. Hey, Mary, I know this is a little crazy, but I was thinking about you this morning. Just curious, would you be open to checking out some more information how I've followed this game-changing system over the last few weeks that's allowed me to have more energy than my kids? No worries if not, just thought I would ask. Link it to the pains. The pains that you've established from your product. You don't necessarily, with the product side, you don't necessarily need to take much time building the relationship. You just ask the question. If someone says, yeah, sure, send over some information, I would still ask, like, hey, why would you like to lose an extra few kilos? Why would you like more confidence? Why would you like to look younger? Just get them to answer that once before then sending some sort of tool or information. But usually the tool, the presentation, will not sell the business or the product for you. It just won't. The presentation is for information. The presentation is just part of the process, not the entire process. And I would still follow up, and close. So in the next section, I've got something important to share with you, and I hope to see you there.